Alright, so this is just a continuation of the Verus Kayaks Gladiator 2.0. I had my buddy paddle it this past weekend. I'll kind of give some thoughts on that. I have not paddled it yet. Kind of had a change of plans and he wanted to paddle it, so I let him paddle it. I wanted to give you a comparison to the Goat because I think the Goat is most similar to the Gladiator than any boat out there right now, or maybe a Steeds, but I have the Goat, so I'll let you see. But as you can tell, major difference is the bow rocker. Look how much bow rocker the Goat has compared to the Gladiator. And again, I haven't paddled it, so I can't say, the comparison actually on the water. But I would think that the Goat would skip over holes and stuff a lot more, where the Gladiator might have a tendency to plug a little bit easier. Again, I mentioned before when I showed you the initial opening of it that the bow kind of reminds me of a whiplash here. It's real just squared off and pointed, where the Goat's more rounded. Can I give you a view here? You can kind of see the rocker profile. Goat definitely has way more rocker, but they are very similar in some aspects, especially if you kind of come around at the stern area. You can see the Gladiator is a bit wider and it scoops down more, where the Goat kind of flattens out and just comes back. It is wider at the tip here on the Goat and the Gladiator, but similar, definitely similar kind of profiles in the back. You can see the Gladiator is super wide right here. It's 27 inches, where the Goat's 25.5. That's really the major difference. They both sit fairly narrow though, and the outfitting and stuff is very similar. As you can see, you got the 3 dots there and the 3 dots there. I like the Waka back band a little better. I like the Gladiator foot pegs a little better. These are real nice and solid right here. They don't come off at all. But even the foam pillars and kind of where your throw rope and stuff would go looks very similar. The pillar in the Waka is a little bit more substantial than that really thin piece in the Gladiator. The other major difference is kind of how high the cockpits go. You definitely have a lot more kind of room in here to get out. This presses your knees down a little more, which might limit some bigger people getting in the boat. There's plenty of room per se lengthwise, but some bigger people with some bigger legs might have trouble getting in here. The main thing I see and my buddy paddling is these hip pads will come down on you because there's not 2 straps. They really need to put 2 straps on that, so they'll slide down on you kind of when you're paddling sometimes. And the back band does ride kind of high, so you need to adjust that when you get it. It's kind of a different ratchet little thing here on the back, but it's kind of nice. Versus the Waka, it's kind of got the standard back band set up. Yeah, here's the rocker profile on the sterns. They're fairly similar on the stern. You got a bit more rocker on the Gladiator on the stern. Of course, the Gladiator is a full displacement hole, where the Goat is more of a hybrid hole. The thigh hooks area and ratchets are pretty similar. The Waka has more foam up in here. As I showed you before, this is very thin. They file this down super thin. I don't know why. And my buddy said that this cut into his leg here. So I'm gonna have to add some foam on that. I wish they would just kept it like the Waka, where they have that thick foam right here all the way down. I'm not sure, like I said, that's real comfortable and that's not. So I'm gonna have to add some foam to that. But as far as the plastic, I'll kind of show you the bottoms of the boat here in a second. Do kind of a full walk around for you here. You get talking, you get to do actual full walk around. Flip them over for you. All right, so here are the boats on the bottom view. Like you can see the profile, rocker profile lifts the boat up a lot more when you flip them over. You can see the full displacement on the Gladiator, and you can see the lines on the Waka. Again, that kind of hybrid hull. As far as the plastic holding up, I mean, this is one run on the upper yoke. My buddy did do some rock spins and stuff like that. So, I mean, there are some scratches on here. A couple decent ones right there, but I mean, it's nothing, it's whatever. You know, you buy a boat to use it. So, I mean, I think it's got pretty good plastic from what I see. Like I said, he put it through the paces. You know, he didn't just go down and float down the river. I've used the goat a lot on the green, and it's holding up pretty good. So, honestly, I don't know. The Waka might have better plastic. There's not really any deep scratches on that, but you can already see some semi-decent scratches on that. And the Gladiator is much heavier, it feels like, at least. I know spec-wise they're not that different, but Gladiator just feels heavier than the Waka. There you go. Gladiator is good to have some cool color combos, which is, if you're into the color thing, you can get kind of different custom colors and everything like that. As far as paddling, what my buddy said, and I kind of let him paddle because he's more of a displacement guy. I've actually never paddled a full displacement boat, so I wanted to get a good, honest review from him. And he's about, I think, like 180-ish weight-wise. He said it wasn't as playful as he thought it would be. The stern was a little harder than he thought to get vertical, but he really liked the boat downriver. Said it had some great speed for being a full displacement boat. It surfed well for being a displacement boat. He really enjoyed it through the rapids. It was nimble, slid off rocks really well. He really enjoyed the boat. He's actually thinking about buying it from me after I do my review. So, and I know one other guy who paddled one that's a good paddler, and he also had some good initial impressions of it, and we'll probably be paddling it for a while. So, you know, overall, from the info I've gotten from people that paddled, most people like it if they're into the displacement hull type boats. Haven't really had any horribly negative reviews or anything from people. The only thing I've really heard is it's slow and heavy and stuff like that. But again, if you're not used to paddling displacement boats, you're gonna have that reaction. So that's kind of why I let him paddle it. I am gonna paddle it and get some updates just because I'm a smaller guy. I want to see how I'll paddle and compare to the goat. And I'll do kind of an update once I do that, but I'll get this video out there for now if people are interested in it. Appreciate y'all watching my channel, and like and subscribe. See y'all next time. One thing I did forget to say is my buddy said it does boof really well. He said the stern is awesome in the fact that it never really gets caught in the big holes or anything, despite his size and weight. And I have to say the same thing about the goat, for me at least. Stern never really initiates in big holes, so I can see the Gladiator being a great like downriver creek boat or big water boat for you if you're into the displacement hull category and you want kind of a playful stern as well. Just a little added info there.